Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is the third episode of the video series about my Dotfiles development workflow. In the first video we set up Hyperland on Arch Linux. In the second video we developed together a basic Hyperland Rise. Now it's time in this episode to manage the Dotfiles, to back up the Dotfiles on a GitHub repository and manage the Dotfiles with GNU Stow as an example. In the fourth video, I will show you how you can develop the Dotfiles with the Dotfiles installer. And in the fifth video, I will show you how you can publish your Dotfiles to the public easily with the Dotfiles installer as well. As mentioned in this video, we will store and back up your Dotfiles in a GitHub repository, on a remote repository. You have to create an account first. You have to upload the Dotfiles to that repository, and then you're on the safe side. Even if you want to move your configuration to another computer, you can just clone your configuration easily to that new system. And with GNU Stow, you can create easily symbolic links into the .config folder. I will show you everything in detail in this video. And if you don't want to miss any episode of this series, subscribe to my channel and give that video a like. And with that, let's jump in. So welcome back to that first Hyperland Rise, the Rise that we have created in the last episode of that video series about my workflow. And this time we want to back up and save that configuration on GitHub. Let's open code again. And you see here the structure of the .config folder. What we want to back up is now the hyper folder, the kitty folder, the rofi folder, and the waybar folder, because these are the core folders of our Rise. And this is what we then can also replicate on other systems. And this is also something that you later on in other episodes will learn how to distribute this to other users. Okay, first of all, we need to create a GitHub account. So let's open Firefox and let's go to github.com. Yeah, so this is the homepage of GitHub. And first of all, you have to create an account. You do this here by click on sign in. So you can create up this by entering here your email and click here on sign in for GitHub. And you have to fill out, of course, all that required information. And with that, you can create an account. I will log in now with my personal account because I have already an account for GitHub. So I click here on sign in and enter my username and password. And you see that I have the two-factor authentication enabled. So I need to approve that login. I do this with the GitHub mobile app. And now I'm logged in with my Linux for Work account on GitHub. And you see here, for example, this is the repository of the my Linux for Work Dotfiles, yeah, where you can find the advanced configuration for Hyperland. But what we want to do is to create a similar repository for our Hyperland Rise. And we do this by going here on the start page, clicking here on your logo and then on repositories. And then you have the chance to create a new repository. We give it a name, my Hyperland Rise. Yeah, so you see that repository name is available. And you can also add here description, my Rise for Hyperland from the video series. Here at the bottom, you see that you can choose a visibility. Let's start public from the beginning. What we can also do is to add a README file. Yeah, in the README file, you can provide more information for the users. Git ignore is not needed so far, and you can also add here a license file. So we create that repository, and you see it's empty, it's initialized. There's only that README file included. And this is what we wanted to do. Okay, now we go back to our system, and I usually create a folder for all my projects with the name projects. I do this with mkdir projects. Here is the projects folder now available. I cd into projects. And what we now need to clone, to download that repository on our system is Git. Let's see if Git is available. No, it's not available, so we have to install it with sudo pacman-s git. Done. So it's done in seconds. And now we have Git enabled. Let's see. Yeah, we have the version Git 2.5.1. Very good. Let's clear the terminal. I'm in the folder projects, and now I can clone that repository on my system. And then we can upload the files to that repository. Here, click on code, and you see here that URL. You can copy that URL and then enter git clone and paste that domain in and click on return. It's already done. My Hyperland Rise has been cloned into the folder projects. Let's see, ls, and here is the folder My Hyperland Rise. Let's cd into the folder My Hyperland Rise. And here is the README. Yeah, so that's perfect. Okay, let's move the code editor into the second workspace with super key Shift 2. And we open here a new window. And now open the folder of our repository with File, Open Folder, Projects, My Hyperland Rise. Here is then a notification if I trust that author of that repository. Yes, because it's me. So I trust the author of all files in parent folder projects. Yes, I trust the authors. And this is done. And you see here already the README of that repository that we have created. Let's try to change the README and push the changes to our repository. Yeah, so My Hyperland Rise is the new headline of the README file. I save the file with Ctrl S. And you see here already that here are changes. Yeah, changes in the repository. So this is the source control, so the access to the Git features. And I want to push now these changes to my repository. I do this by clicking here on the plus to stage all changes, and I can add a commit message, for example, update, and I can click on commit. Make sure you configured username and email in Git. That's correct. So this is something that we have to do. I open the Git log here. When I scroll up, you see that I forgot to run here the 2 core Git commands. This is what we should do. I copy the first command. I copy the command. I paste that command in, and I have changed the user email to my email that I use on my GitHub repository. Confirm this with return, and the same for the name, user name, and I am Stefan Rabe. Okay, this is now done. Let's try again if we are able to push this to the server. I click on commit. The commit is done, and now I can push one commit to origin main. That's okay. Don't show again. And now we need to allow the GitHub extension of code to log in into the GitHub account. I allow. Copy and continue. So here's the following code. To finish authentication, navigate to GitHub and paste in the above one-time code. Copy and continue to GitHub. Yes, I want code to open the external website. here is the device activation. So I continue here now, and I paste the code in and click on continue. And now I can authorize Visual Studio Code to access my repositories. Congratulations, done. I use the VK encryption, and now we are connected with the GitHub repository, and the push of my changes is already done. So let's go back to the browser and see if we see the changes in the README file. And here are the changes, my Hyperland Rise. Perfect. Now we can back up our configuration on that repository. That's now very easy. We go here on File System, and I usually create a folder Dotfiles. Yeah, then I have a clear separation of the rest of the repository from my Dotfiles. And in the Dotfiles, I replicate now the structure starting from my home directory. That means I create here again a new folder with the name .config. Yeah, and now I can copy the folder Hyper, Kitty, Rofi, and Weber into the config folder. Paste. Yeah, so now you see here, you have here Hyper, Kitty, Rofi, Weber in that folder. And now we can push these changes to our repository. I click here again on the source control. I click here on plus to stage all changes. I add here a message, add configuration, and then I click on commit. And now we are ready to push one commit to our main repository. Done. Let's go back and reload that page. And you see now that here's the .files folder with the subfolder .config. And here are the folders Hyper, Kitty, Rofi, and Weber with your configuration. Yeah, that's perfect. So every time where you make changes in your .config folder, you can copy the changes from your configuration folders into your repository and push that manually to GitHub, and then you have stored and backup your changes. But that feels a bit complicated, yeah, to copy every time your changes from the .config folder into your repository folder, into your project in the My Hyperland Rise folder. And you can do this in a different way. You can manage your .files easier with GNU Stow. GNU Stow is an additional program that you can use to create symlinks, symbolic links from your project folder into the .config folder of your home directory. And this is what I will show you now. So let's open the terminal and let's install GNU Stow with sudo pacman-s stow. So very easy to install. Next is we execute now one command to create symbolic links from your project folder, from the .files folder of your project into the home and .config folder. The command is stow -d for the source directory, which is in our case in our home folder, the folder projects, Hyper My Hyperland Rise. The target folder is the home directory, and the folder, or in the Stow language, the package where the files are located, is the .files folder. Yeah, and now we can execute the command. And you will see a lot of error messages because GNU Stow can only create a symbolic link if the target folder or target file doesn't exist. And at the moment, you know, the .config folder includes the configuration files for Hyper, Kitty, and so on. So we need to remove them first. And we can do this directly here in code. So let's go here into that folder. Let's mark Hyper, mark Kitty, mark Rofi, and mark Weber, and delete them. This is the .config folder. This is not your project folder. Move to trash. And now let's execute that command again. Now it works. Okay, let's cd into the home folder. Let's cd into the .config folder. And with ls-al, you can see that the folder Hyper, Kitty, Rofi, and Weber are now symbolic links targeting into your project folder. Yeah, that's perfect. So everything is working. We can now close the code window because we can now develop directly in our project folder. Yeah, for example, let's go here to Kitty, open the Kitty conf, and I want to have a more padding width defined of 20. I save it now. I close Kitty, restart Kitty, and you see now we have here a higher padding defined, and we can in our source control, we can push these changes directly to our repository with giving them a description, update Kitty, I commit, and I can sync the changes directly to our repository. Let's open Firefox and check if this has worked. github.com. Let's open my repository. Let's go here into that folder, config. Here's Kitty, and here's the Kitty conf. And you see that we have here 20 pixels defined now as a padding. So also here that synchronization works very well. And to make it a bit easier for you, we can do the following. I would suggest that you create a new file and name it stow.sh, and that you put that command, which is difficult to remember, into that file, save it, cd into your project folder. Here is the stow.sh. Let's make it executable with chmod +x stow.sh. And with /stow, you can execute that and create the symlinks if needed. Yeah, for example, if you create a new folder, and this is what we will do next time for wlogout, a new folder wlogout, and we create here just for test purposes a test file. Yeah, so this is currently open another terminal. Let's cd into the .config folder. You see that there is currently no wlogout folder, but if you run now the stow command and click and enter ls again, you see that wlogout is here, and with ls-al, you see that also this folder is now symlinked into your project folder, and we can start to install wlogout and configure wlogout to our needs. And this is what we will do next time in another episode, and I will then also show you how an alternative workflow to Stow will look like by using the Dotfiles installer. That was the third episode of that series about my development workflow. And you see already with GitHub, you have a very powerful tool, a very powerful platform to back up and manage your Dotfiles. In the next episode, we will have a look on the Dotfiles installer and the included development features. And with that, see you next time.